just trying to put a person in a place is not what we were trying to do. We were trying to make sure we always had the right tenants. First thing you have to do, you have to make sure you have a team.
You want to be able to put yourself in a situation where you continue to grow, but also don't forget about looking at your expenses. Welcome back to the DB podcast. And today we're going to be jumping in there talking about luxury vacation rentals. And guess what? Some of you may say Airbnbs, VBROs, and all those things be the same thing. But not only are we going to be talking about vacation rentals, we're going to be talking about our vacation rental management company. And it's called Luxury in Every Wave. And I got my wife here, Miss Pam Bethea, in the building.
Hello, everyone. Hi. Thanks for having me today.
Awesome. So we're going to jump in because, hey, on the DB podcast, as you know, we focus on growing and scaling businesses. And we have a lot of businesses in our portfolio. And the vacation rental business, one business, a property management business. And a lot of you may think that getting into the Airbnb is really easy. You think it's passive, and we know it's very, very active. And there's a lot of softwares to use and things like that. So we want to give you the tools. We're going to talk about some of the things that went right, some of the things that went wrong as we continue to grow and scale our business. One of the fastest growing businesses out here. Hey, so we're going to jump in. Baby, how you doing?
I'm doing good.
You doing great?
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about the vacation rental business. But before we talk about it, let's talk how we started, because we started off in the military, right?
Yes. So, yes, how we started, we managed our own properties. We were in the militaries. We had properties in North Carolina. We had properties in just different states, Texas. So we were able to manage our own properties
for many years,
right? For many years.
Yeah, because we've been, doing like real estate for a very long time. Since we've been married, we've been owning property together, and it's been many years. So it's been great though, because real estate, that we know that real estate is a great tool to create generational wealth. And we started out kind of like doing long-term properties, right?
Yes.
Which is that true passive, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but then we got into more as an active role and things like that. But let's talk about being in the military and your career, right? You've been you serve our country for 22 years, right? Active federal service. We've been grinding and was able to retire, and now we said what you didn't want. I always knew, right? You didn't want to go what?
So no, we always had a deal.
We always had a deal. What was that deal?
That if I made sure we did the one paycheck, completed my 22 years, because I could have did 20,
right?
But we wanted to make sure we got out at the same time.
That's right.
So I had the 22 years.
Right.
I would not have to work again.
Yeah. And that was the play,
That
right?
was the initial plan.
That was the initial plan, right? So, and it's been good. And those of you that's currently watching this, where you in the military or whatever the case may be, hey, listen, if you dual military, I highly recommend you budget and try to figure out how you and your spouse can live off one paycheck, and you take the rest of that pay and invest it. Me and my wife, we've been doing it forever. Since we've been together, we've been living off one paycheck, and that right there, we have seen our money just grow straight up, right? So, but being in the military, getting out the military, and you know what, we said, we're gonna still continue to work a little bit, and we got into vacation rental. We started off here in Hawaii, right?
So of all places, our property that we were actually staying in when we did purchase, once we got here in 2015, we always knew we needed a bigger property at some point. Dearonne Bethea Jr. wasn't here at the time.
Right.
So we just, stayed in our 3-bedroom. Right. But once we had him 2018, we knew things had to change and get a bigger property.
Right. So not only that we came here, but before we really dive into the vacation rental or the property management business, I think it's very important to let people know that's watching this that leverage, right? How there's so many ways to get in. We just took a different path because we both military. You had your VA home loan. I had my VA home loan.
I never used it.
At the time, you never used yours.
I never
been using mine. And because I already used mine's like multiple times, right? Twice, right? So, leveraging the VA home loan is a way to kind of get into these markets at $0 down, right? Where especially here in Hawaii, where the market is really appreciating year over year over year. And not only that, like we could have had, we got places in Texas we own, we got places in North Carolina, Tennessee, we got all these places, but we decided to really, as you transition out the military, to focus on open up our own property management company that focus on luxury and vacation rentals, right?
Yes.
So it's been great, and I really want to get into the part where let's talk about the business side of the house, right? Where tell some of the pros, the cons, and some of the myths that's out there when it comes to owning vacation rentals. I know a lot of people say, Airbnbs and all that, but we always say vacation rentals, right?
Okay, so first I would just like to start to say when we actually did decide to go in that direction, it was during COVID.
Yeah.
So out of all the times, I was a little skeptical. I'll be honest. But with your guidance and like with everything that you do, you already had a vision that you felt like this was the right time to do it. So we end up using our property that we were living in. And then when we moved out, we immediately went to the Airbnb. Right. Immediately.
Because we saw the returns from going, having a property that, we own over 1,000+ units.
We made the decision not to do the long term versus let's try the short term route.
Right. And that's also what we always tell people, getting outside their comfort zone, because we don't want you to be comfortable, we want you to be uncomfortable. Every time there's an uncomfortable decision that you have to make, every time it's an uncomfortable decision that you have to make, I guarantee the return is going to be always higher.
Yes.
All right. So we got into it, we got into the vacation rental, and we pretty much scale pretty fast when we created the company, right?
Yes. So again, it was initially just our own property here in Hawaii. Then, of course, we had friends that, they were buying properties. They were staying here doing their tours, their terms for their service. And then, of course, they had to, leave and go to other places. So, of course, they could always come back to you and talk to you and ask you, hey, what should I do? Should I sell? Should I do this? And then that's how I was able to acquire other people's property and continue to grow our portfolio to where we are right now.
So, and you've been managing properties for over like 15 years, right? You've been managing our properties and things like that, and then we got into the property management for more mid-term stays and things like that. So it's shorter, you got to be front. It's a whole business behind it, right?
Yes.
So what are some of the, as you started, like you said, we scale, right? Because we started in Hawaii in 2015 with one property, all right? And next year we brought another property. Kept on buying properties, right?
Yes, so we had our own portfolio of properties that, like you said, we do manage. But it's one thing when you're doing your own, right? So it becomes not even a challenge, but you have to take people's property, right, and treat it as your own.
You have to.
So when we were getting all of our friends and just other people that you knew that were entrusting us with their own property,
right,
we had to do right by their property and ensure that we had all our processes and procedures in place and making sure that not just trying to find tenants, because there's always people that need houses in Hawaii. Like you always stated, this is a military-friendly location. People come here for work. So just trying to put a person in a place is not what we were trying to do. We were trying to make sure we always had the right tenants and make sure that what those owners expected, in the absence of their property, that we were able to fulfill those obligations.
Right. And these properties that we manage in, right, Luxury Wave. All right, the property that Luxury Wave is managed in the neighborhood that we live in.
Yes.
Which is an amazing resort community. Coraline on the west side, about 25 minutes or so if there's no traffic from the airport. But, when we talking about that and, we already in a
prime location.
Prime location.
Yes, the location sells itself.
The location sells itself all day long. You know, people come out. It's, you know, by far, you know, the #1 resort out here in Hawaii, and great golf and all those things like that, right? So with that being said, though, when we talk about the Airbnb, we talk about some of the tools and things like that you was using when you first started. I want to talk about your teams, someone that's looking and watching this. If they want to build a team, right? I want to take everything that you have learned in the past 12 plus months, all right? And you have how many properties right now?
30 properties.
So we have 30 properties that are active, fully furnished, all right, that are vacation rental, that most people come in from Canada and, you know, all over Southeast Asia. We get people from coming, you know, California, New York, you name it, they coming in, right? Because everybody wants to be or visit one time in their life. They want to come to Hawaii. I always been told, say, hey, people want to save, they come to Hawaii one time, and they want to come out to Disney, like Disneyland or whatever the case, or Disney World or whatever. So they save for that. So what are some of the systems and processes and things that you're doing or we doing in the business to ensure that we are running a profitable business and making sure our the guests are happy, not only guests, but also the owners?
Yes. So first thing you have to do, you have to make sure you have a team. So just identifying all those members of what you need to run your property management company. So currently, who we have on our team, which we have an amazing team, we do a lot of stuff internal. We have family and friends that are helping us out in regards to building our business. So first up for our guest relations on the team is Saquanta Mero.
What is guest relations?
So guest relations is anything dealing with the guests. So from the first initial inquiry, from them booking, from them arriving, any type of communications, that's what our virtual assistant Saquanta does for our guest relations.
Okay. All right. And what are other positions in the business that you have?
So once the guests arrive here, right, we want to be able to welcome them on the resort. We have our own site operations manager that's led by Earl Lynch.
A.K.A. Earl, you know what I mean? My homeboy from Enfield, North Carolina. He's out here doing an amazing job.
Yeah, so what he does is, again, once they arrive, anything that Saquanta says, hey, the guests need this, or the guest is asking for this, Earl is that face that they see, right? They know we identify, hey, Earl's is the operation manager, here's his number. A lot of guests, when they get here, they assume that you don't have people here, you know, on location, right? So the fact that we're always able to tell them, hey, whatever you need, you know, we can provide it, that helps our guest experience, because anything they're asking for within reason, the Earl's able to provide it to them.
Right. And you got to have I always see you on your phone.
Yes.
Right. Morning, she always on the phone. But, you know, we got Shaquana, right? Which is, it works good because Shaquana is virtual.
And she covers the East Coast hours.
Right.
And then so.
And she be on it. You know
yes,
I mean?
she
Shout
does.
out Shaquana.
Yes, Shaquanta is amazing.
Yes.
So we have our whole team. Also, on the backgrounds, we have Crystal. She does administrative assistance for our Luxury and Everway Property Management Company. She's dual-headed, assisting you as well. So she also covers down for Earl, because again, we want to provide that guest experience where it's a 24-hour, 7 days a week, right? One person can't do that. So in the absence of Earl, she can cover down on him. Me as well. I've taken those shifts as well. So I just think teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah.
When it comes to just trying to build your own team, know those positions, get qualified people, right? And then just making sure that at the end of the day, like you said, those guests are happy, and then the owners in return are happy as well, because there's always people in their properties.
We always want to keep the properties filled. These just not any type of assets. These are $1 million listings, you know, or north of $1 million. Some listings we got over $1 million, and you know, we talking about condos and villas, you know, things like that. But the other part that I see in the business, because your role as a business
I'm the chief of operations.
That's my COO in the house, and you know, we also have the part what keeps us up at night when those late phone
Yes.
calls and things like that. And we have someone that, pretty much you want to make sure you got pretty much a maintenance, someone that is
Yes.
reliable, that, hey, when something happened, because the guests that we got coming in, again, these are not your typical guests. These guests are spending good money to, be here. So they're looking for a certain level of
Yes.
expectation when they
Yes.
walk in, throughout the stay. So we got to always be going, right?
Yeah, so talking about those other external people that are on our team as well, like you stated, we do have maintenance. We have different levels of maintenance and how we categorize how we do 24 hours, right? Like you said, if something happens, whether it's AC, water, that's emergency. Like we have contact people. They know when we call, they do answer, and they're willing to come out any time of the day because we do build those relationships, right? So relationships are important when you're selecting your vendors for your handymans. Also, as well, we have internally our cleaning company. So P&P, Paradise Cleaning.
You're talking about
services.
vertical integrated, right?
Yes.
Being vertical integrated. What does that mean? Someone watch, I just want to jump in. What does that mean, being vertical integrated?
So being vertically integrated means being an owner, right? You're able to still create other income.
Other sources of income
within the business that you're currently doing.
Own, right?
So property management company, we have the responsibilities of making sure the properties get clean. So therefore, myself and also Precious is co-owner as well. We created or came up with our own property management company. So our clients, when they come on board, I always let them know we already have that internal partnership with these cleaners. They've been vetted. They know the standard when it comes to vacation
that's like
rentals.
The most important part.
Yes,
being vertically integrated, you can control the quality.
Yes,
right?
you can.
So you want to control the quality, and it's been great for us.
Yes, because again, no one wants to come to a vacation rental that's not clean, especially because they are paying for the cleaning as well when they depart. So just to be able to have eyes on that, know who's in there. And these cleaners is just not your everyday cleaners where they're just in your property. They do the hotel experience where they're laying out those towels. And, we want those properties to look like no one else has been in that space.
Absolutely.
So they do an amazing job too as well. So shout out to P&P Paradise Cleaning Services.
And then the whole cleaning team.
Yes.
How many crews of cleaners you have?
Right now we have 5 teams.
So we got 5 teams of cleaners consistently
and growing. Yes.
Cleaning properties every single week.
Yes.
And it's been great. And I've been excited to watch, my wife and Precious, that business grow, and then obviously, I've been a big part of that because over years we've been just building these systems and these processes. And a lot of people say, D, how you able to do it? It's easy. I build systems, I build processes, and I implement it. And we create those things, level 10 meetings, pulse checks. And I run every company the same. There's no company where there's a company making, $2 million a year or a company making $500,000 a year. We run that company the same way, and we're going to continue to scale and grow that company. All right, so we can prepare an exit, right? So we can be on vacation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because we see a lot of people coming in. But with that being said, someone's probably watching and it's okay. All right, I got it. I already have a couple of Airbnbs, Miss Pam and D, but I want to get where you at because that's what we are. We want to elevate people to be able to do what we're doing. And so what's some of the things that you learned when you first started it and you say, man, if I would have knew this, I probably would have did this different, right? Because there's somebody that's watching. They already got 2 or 3 properties already on Airbnb and VRBO, but there's other stuff out there too, right?
Yes. So I would say for me, I started off wanting to do everything, right? I wanted to touch everything, know what it looked like, know how it felt for all of my team members. So property management software, we did not have. Right. So for me, systems, you can't have a process without having a system in a certain sense. So yes, it was great. I know everything with my eyes closed. However, trying to grow and scale, it's going to stop your growth if you don't have certain systems automated to help make it more efficient and for all members involved to be able to see something, go to one source and be able to all, work cohesive.
Right. Because we go back to when you were saying that, you want to touch everything.
Yes.
You want to, and guys, whoever watching this, it's okay, to go work it in the business, but it takes a craft, an art to go work it in the business and pull yourself out and go working on the business, right? So that's right now, we talked about, burning yourself out because she wanted to touch it. Again, you want to touch it, maybe you started at, McDonald's and you started, washing dishes, trash, cleaning, work your way up. And one day you want to own, right? You can't be back there flipping burgers if now you got your franchise you owning, right? So you want to, in your head, you want to create those systems and those processes. And like you said, Airbnb, VRBO was the system or the platform at the time. But now you moving up
evolved.
To evolve, right? And what are some of those? What were you doing there? Because I want to talk about how you maintaining or how you manage your maintenance, how you manage your cleaners, how you managing these properties, these bookings and communication. Because we talk about property management software, I want to go a little bit more in that.
Yeah. So right now, for our maintenance and our cleaners, we use the software called Breezeway. It's a task manager. Yes. So everybody is in the system. Check out Breezeway. Yes, Breezeway. It's amazing. So you can create the work orders. The vendors get their email notification. Right. They can accept it or decline it. So it's not always automatic like you're assuming, hey, this person's going to do the work. That vendor, they can say, yes, I want it, or no, I can't do it.
So what do you mean by that? You saying a vendor. Tell me the process. Give me the process on how that is.
Okay, so in Breezeway, in the software, all our properties are loaded, right? So each property, you have an inspection, you can have maintenance, or you can have a cleaning task. So if I say my property needs a cleaning, I go to the property and I select cleaning. After that, I say, hey, I have all my cleaners. The good thing about us, we assign properties to certain cleaners. So it's like already pre-designed. And then there's also where every time you just give a cleaner the opportunity. So there's many ways you can do it. But how we have it set up, because we like to know if this property A over here got clean, I don't have to go back to my schedule and see who cleaned it, because I know property A, cleaner X over here always cleans that property. So it just makes our process of knowing our properties better to just get quick results, right?
So it go back to quality and control of being vertical integrated.
Yes. Okay. So then once they get the assignment, it gets put on their calendar. It gives them a reminder and a text that says, hey, it's time for me to do it today. Also, it gives them a checklist. So it's going to tell them everything they need to do. They have to check everything off. If it's not checked off, we get to see it. Also, you're able to upload photos. Right. That's the best part of it, right? Because trying to be in control and trying to be at this property and that property, it's hard. Again, you don't have enough time in the day to do that.
But this right here allow you to control and accountability.
Yes. Right? I can hold them accountable for the maintenance, same
operations.
Thing. And when they're doing inspections, when they're doing maintenance, same thing. If you're saying there's a clog in the kitchen, show me your before, right? Show me how it looks after. So these are the things that system, yes. In addition, they can also upload costs. So this helps out not only us, but it also helps out the owner. Right. So when I notify an owner, I can say, hey, I can go do the whole PDF version and send them the whole report.
Right. Okay. So, all right.
It's a great system.
It's a great system. Yeah. And that's Breezeway again, Breezeway. And then the software property management. At what point do you think someone is watching this, at what point do they need to invest in a property management software? Because there's a lot of them out there.
Yes.
There's some kind of, some can get pretty pricey. I think we got, I know we got one of the best property management software is out there. Streamline.
Yes, Streamline.
What should someone look into upgrade into a better property management software?
So from my experience, just because I just never had one, again, just trying to learn everything and be in control of everything, stop the growth. So I think once we got at about 15, I think we should have transitioned over, to just make sure all properties just, get as much oversee, and as far as making sure that it just works better.
Right.
You get quicker reports.
Absolutely.
When there's automated systems that generate the data for you.
Right. And Airbnb, because I know a lot of people say Airbnb out. Again, we say vacation rental. A lot of people got to understand that this is actually a real deal business, right? Mm-hmm. That can be really profitable. You have higher profit margins because we run our operations right there in Coalina. Everybody's virtual. We don't got no brick and mortar or anything like that. We got cleaners, what I'm saying? So it works really well, right? So, the long term when you building business, and if you listen to this, you're building business, you always got to have an exit strategy, all right? Every business that we own, there's an exit strategy, right? We know the numbers that we need to hit. We got to spend money on marketing, websites, and all those things right there. It's called, hey, this is our plan, this is our growth, this is our timeline, and then we kind of start a backwards plan, right? Because there's some of the things that we're doing where we're looking at, where we want to be in 3 years, where we want to be in 5 years, because
it goes back to traction.
It goes back to traction. So if you have not read that book, make sure you pick it up. Traction by Gino Whitman. It's a great book. We implement it across our businesses, and there's other being in the military is a lot of things that we have learned in the military we have implemented in our business.
Yes, problem solving skills have been amazing in the property management.
Always because the phone is always ringing. It's always something every single day. Saying, guess where should I park or whatever the case may be. But again, when you in business, you want to have that extra strategy. And if you're watching this, any business you're on, you want to run it. I call it, you start out running lean and mean, right? And what's going to happen is as you continue to go, make sure you're looking at your expenses, looking at ways that as you continue to grow as a business, you should save on costs, toilet paper, or because you're starting to buy volume, what I mean? Even with the cleaners, you're giving them volume, right? So you want to be able to put yourself in a situation where you continue to grow, but also don't forget about looking at your expenses and see how you can continue to reduce your expenses, because every time you reduce your expenses, that drops down to the bottom line to increase your NOI. And we know what makes a great business is strong cash flow, great NOI, and that's how we can sell that business in couple years, 2, 3, 4 years, or maybe you sell some of the business and you keep, and we can go on vacation and things like that. But it's been great that we've been able to travel the world, own all our companies. We got a lot of companies. Our goal is 100 streams of income, and we, every single year, we can keep on getting closer and closer to it. But we are able to. This is a business that you can pretty much run anywhere, right?
Yes, you can. We proved that when we took our family. We went to Europe for 2 months. We actually were gone 3 months because we had
3 months. 2 months in Europe. Yep.
And so, so to be able to do that, I think still it goes back to having a great team, right? Everybody knowing their roles, being able to attend conferences, right? So I'm in this business, but there's still other conferences out there, resources out there that help you get where you're supposed to be as well, as far as growth, and just giving you, hey, what's coming up new in that.
Right.
Which also like Jim. Amazing.
Jim Beasley. Shout out to I Love Vacation. That's my guy, man.
Like, he has been amazing. And not only him and his team.
Yes, absolutely.
We had an opportunity to go out there, see what those operations look like. So it's a lot of resources out there.
You gotta tap into those resources.
Yes, you have to go after
Go out
them.
and do the conference. In fact, come out, July 10th through the 13th. This year, 2024, we'll be hosting, again, our third, which is the largest business and real estate conference. And we have speakers like Jim.
He's coming
to the conference, been, coming to the conference,
every
speaking
year
at the conference, telling you how he's been able to create a business of over 800 vacation rentals.
Yes.
And
the Godfather.
He's the Godfather. When it comes to vacation rentals, that's a guy you want to connect with. And it goes back to relationships. Because, not only that, he's a friend, he's also a neighbor. He's here in Hawaii a couple times out of the year. But, I can always, pick up the phone, give him a call. And, we just built a great relationship. And not only that, we partners. Me and Jim own apartments together. And, it's just been good for us. But, I know we getting ready to run out of time here. But, now, like you said, you always in love, living overseas, right? Since there. We've been in Hawaii for almost 10 years, right? I
spent a lot of my military career in overseas locations. So I love the United States, but it's like I feel like you can get there
quick.
Yeah.
Easy.
But being able to have been in the military and see there's a lot of world out there, I've always wanted that to continue with not just myself, but with my family. So.
Yeah, it's been great for me and my wife to be able to travel the world. We've been grinding hard. We lived off that one paycheck for many years. We invested in real estate. We invested in a business, the stock market, all those things. And now we are looking to, I'm going to say we getting ready to go out and purchase right here in the next couple of months. We'll
excited.
Be excited. We're going to Dubai, right? We been all around the world. And we said, where do we want to purchase that first international investment? And, we decided.
Greece was close.
Yes. And we decided on Dubai because, we still young. And in Dubai, if you're not, it's just wow factor. The architect, the food, the culture.
Ever changing. It's daily.
It's wow factor. The amenities is out of control. Like, we talking about man-made lagoons. Soon you walk out, beaches. Soon you walk out the door with 18 rounds of golf. I'm talking about in a condominium. You know what I mean? So, and it's just those prices are continuing to appreciate. We going out there. We got some of our family. We got most of our friends, people that has been really following our lead for many years, and they coming out to invest too because we know what real estate have done in our portfolio, and we want to continue to help other people. Again, this is why this podcast here. We want to get you in a vacation rental. We want to show you how to invest. Guess what? D and Pam, we're going to go out there. We're going to figure out how to get into the international market. Because once we learn that, we're going to come right back and we're going to give the game right here. Because that's what it's all about. Teaching what we learning and just, if we can do it, they can do it. So that's kind of like our motto. And it's just been great, man. So is there anything that you want to lead them with? Anything, Pam, that, something that, another nugget, because you done dropped some nuggets on them out here, because I know a lot of people that know about Breezeway, Streamline, being vertical integrated and all those things.
So on the last note, I will say what we've learned was corporate leasing, right? That has been something that's helped us this last year. We had our first corporate lease was like 6 months, and I'm not just talking about one property. It was over 15 property listings.
We talking about they wrote us checks for over $500,600,000 plus dollars for one company.
Yes,
right, one company,
and all it took was one inquiry. And then we picked the phone up. Pick the phone up.
Yes. We was just talking earlier, it's this book out there, and it says that, you get a higher conversion rate by picking up the phone. If you miss the phone, you got 5 minutes. All right, if you got 5 minutes. If you call back in 5 minutes, that conversion rate is still high. So pick up the phone,
follow up.
You know what I mean? Create, and even though even though that contract is over here, but
it still has led to other contracts.
Yeah, other contracts.
We know how the process. We know how when there is another employer that's looking for a home, we ask the right questions. Hey, do you have any other contractors that need?
Right.
How many you need to actually house? So they may be looking for one, but they may need multiple. So just ask the right questions. And then the last thing I would say we learned this year as well was trying to do other collaborations with other companies. So I want to give Vita Dickens a shout out.
Shout out to Vita
for coming out to Hawaii. She has an amazing travel agency.
Yeah, absolutely.
Utopia Paradise. Once you travel with them, you would not want no other way
and
of
she got
travel.
this cool payment plan, right?
Yeah.
So if you're on maybe you're on a budget, you got so many things going on. You don't have to put it all up front because she planned these trips out.
Luxury
18 months,
trips,
2 years,
destinations that are
wow
amazing.
Factor. Yeah,
so do collaborations. We're trying to do something.
Yeah.
So
continue to do partnerships.
Partnerships are
that's important. You can't do it on your own.
You cannot.
Get outside your comfort zone. Go out there. Go to conferences. Meet people. Be around like-minded individuals. But yeah, in fact, we leaving out next week, Wednesday. We're going out to Vancouver. We got about 14 couples that we put together that we want to continue to help grow, right? They family, they friends. We want to see them grow. We want to introduce them to Dubai. We want to introduce them, buying more vacation rentals, apartments, all those things that we're buying, we're owning businesses and creating franchises. And we got a whole lot of things that's going on, and it's just been great. And we're going to keep on going.
I got one more note.
Go ahead. What you got?
So always remember, for me in the property management world, that the owners, the clients, number one. Right? Without them, I don't have a company. So building those relationships, always being available, making sure you keep that open dialogue because this is their properties, their investment. We're here to educate them, provide them the resources. But
because tomorrow, you talking about building those relationships, dialogue. Tomorrow, what do you do every quarter?
So we have a forum where we get all the owners on the call. We give them a quarterly update. We talk about any initiatives where we're growing in our property management company. We ask for their feedback. Hey, what do you like that we got going on? What would you like to see us to be doing with your property and things like that? So I think in anything that you do, even if it's business, when it comes to me as the property management company and them as the owners, we got to have that relationship. So
absolutely.
Continually keep those relationships helps them stay in it for a long time.
Absolutely. So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Right now, you tuning in with the DB podcast and check it out. If you're looking in Hawaii, we got our own brokers with great real estate agents. Please reach out to me. You also can find us www.DearonneBethea.com. You can find all information, everything we got. I want you to tap in, stay tuned. Until next time, salute.